welcome to part 2. I accidentally stopped the recording while I was playing with the pieces. So here's the rest of the review. So right before I stopped the recording by accident, I just pulled out his hand. And I'm going to go ahead and put on the Buster piece. Just goes in there. Okay, good. Feels pretty solid when I was removing the other piece and putting this one on. So you can actually... Oh, this is really fun. So there you go. And then you can, of course, also change his hand. Let's just make sure that that also pulls out. Let's see. It's supposed to pull out. Just going to pull it straight out. Good. Okay. So that you can change the hand. I'm just going to make sure I got the correct hand here. Be careful with it. There we go. There we go. So that's pretty nice. Yeah. Oh, I also like the details on his feet. It's good. He stands up by himself pretty easily since he's got large feet. There's also an option to change his entire head so that he's wearing the helmet. Okay, this is kind of freaky. So you can replace his entire head. This is really nice. I like the little details. It looks like there's a random slight dent. You can kind of see it on the side of his helmet, but it's not a huge deal. That the paint job on this helmet's not as nice. You can kind of see, well, maybe not kind of see it on the, but definitely not as nice as the paint. Just a little bit of a defect over here on the paint job. Not a huge deal, but kind of, goes against why this costs almost $50 and it's this small. I expect the paint job to be immaculate. Right, okay, so on the bottom of this packaging here, it's, oh, okay, that's good. It's got a bag for the stand and a little arm to hold them up on. So this is a really solid stand. It's not just a piece of plastic. There's architecture under here to reinforce this thing. I'm not, that might be overkill for this figurine, considering again he's only 4 inches tall. Right, the stand is bigger than him. It's amazing. But I guess you can get a lot of variety of different poses. Oh, okay, now I see the reason for the architecture. The stand arm that you hold them up on actually fits, there we go, fits on different sides of this depending on how you want to pose them. So there's probably like a lot of good dynamic shots that you can pose them in. So let me just try to do this really quick. Let's see here. So the posing arm has loose, well, not too loose, but you can manipulate it by hand. You can clamp wherever you want to hold them up on. So these, you do have to be careful with some of the heavier figurines. They do break. I had another one of Raiden, and because he's such a heavy statue, it ended up snapping one of the display arms, so it was much harder to pose him. Okay, it feels really odd because he's so short. This display arm was very awkward. I'm trying to fit him on here, but it almost feels like this is meant to be for a slightly taller figurine. So I have to play with it a little bit. Trying to make this work. Even the clamp feels like it's a little too big, but you can probably play with that a little bit. Okay, oh, he looks so nice. Okay, I probably, as a sucker and as a fan, would pay $50 for this, but if you're a casual collector of Mega Man goods or figurines in general, maybe not. worth your money, but I probably would have eventually gotten this. You know, give it time, I would have gone back to the store and gotten it for the full $50, but I happened by chance to found it for at a store where I had a 50, basically a 50% off coupon, and so I got very lucky. But yeah, so overall, very posable, a lot of articulate points of articulation, ankles, not in the feet because he's just oh shoot, here we go. Right, ankles, knees, hips, wrist, elbow, shoulder, and also looks like his head's posable as well, so it's very nice. I really, now that I've taken it out of package and played with it a little bit, I really like this. Downsides though, not the best. Looks like it got a little dirty here. That's weird. Downside here, very small figurine, almost looks too big for this stand. Almost. Not super happy. The paint job isn't perfect. It's mostly very nice, like excellent, way better than the Funko Pop figurines, which, you know, again, for $10, what do you expect, right? But good to great paint job. Some defects, not very happy about that, but probably around a foot away, I can't notice. But if you're staring right at it, you'll notice it. I like the Buster hand. Not too many pieces to fuss with, and then it also comes in a handy Ziploc bag for you to put all the pieces in. So that's very nice. If you can find it for sale around $30, it would probably be worth it. For the full retail price, you'd have to be a Mega Man Legends fan, and because you know there's probably not going to be a lot of chances for you to get Mega Man Legends merchandise, then I would say it's worth it just to have it. Yeah, it is a very nice figurine. It's much better than some of the other search results that came up for the Toys R Us line of toys. Not as nice. I mean, his face looks right, which for certain toys that you get, the faces looks a little off because that wasn't the priority. Here, the proportions look great. The face looks great. I like the way that his hair is actually pointy, and I hurt myself a little bit holding it. Overall, a good purchase for me because the price I got it at, which was $25, is a steal for this. Probably $35. You're still in the it's worth it range, and then for the full retail of $47.99, $50, you'd have to be a crazy fan, which, given time, would have been me. If I didn't have the coupon, I would have gone back to the store and got it. So that's a review. Thanks.